Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to take you out and show you what the nightlife's like here in Manila at the moment. It's a Sunday night, it's 8 o'clock, and I'm going to check out a few of the hotspots. So we're in P.Burgos now, we'll also look at Makati and Poblacion. Let's go! Right, so first up I've come around to Poblacion. So like I said, it's a Sunday night, so I don't have high hopes for how busy it'll be, but I am curious to see what it's like on, I guess, the quietest night of the week. So we'll walk in here and we'll see what it's like. So I guess what I'm most interested to see is how many places survived through the pandemic, because it's been a couple of years, 2 years now of no tourism. I was one of the last people to leave back in March 2020, and we've only just been able to come back now. So really curious to see how many places were actually able to survive through that time. So this building just behind me here is the midget wrestling, or was that midget wrestling place. From what I heard, they were one of the places, so during all the restrictions and lockdowns and everything, some places were opening secretly. I don't know if they were sort of paying off people or whatever. It's a similar thing that was happening in Thailand, I guess. Anyway, this place was one of the places that got caught. And if you got caught a couple of times, I'm not sure the exact specifics of it, but if you got caught a couple of times, they shut the place down permanently and you lose your license and you can never reopen. So this place is now for lease. So it's been interesting to walk around here and see what places are open and what places aren't. It seems like a lot of the bigger places, they were able to survive through all this, and some of the smaller places, they weren't. So Poblacion had lots of really cool little funky bars just nestled amongst all those little quiet streets. And from what I can see, a lot of them weren't actually open. The lights were off or they've closed down, but there was still quite a few open, and there is people out and about, which is great to see as well. I did see a few for lease signs on places, obviously the places that weren't able to survive. Also, like I mentioned, like that midget wrestling place, a lot of places actually had to close down because they've been breaking the rules throughout the lockdown. I mean, look, I was living in Bangkok and there were tons of places open throughout the lockdown, and it seems that was also happening here. So unfortunately, it does seem like a lot of places, they broke the rules and they did get caught and they've had to close down because of that. So while I'm in Makati, I'll actually go, there's a great night market that I know that I'll go get some dinner. Actually, well, I'm hoping it's still there. I haven't been here for like 2 years, but anyway, if it's still there, there's a great night market I know. Get dinner, there's usually live music, have a beer, it's awesome. Night market's awesome. This dinner was 100 pesos. Beer was 60 pesos. It's great music, really cool atmosphere. Awesome. Yeah. Oh man, awesome dinner. Now, let's go check out P.Burgos. So I have just come around to P.Burgos. This is the street that has everything. You can get girls, you can get ladyboys, you can get all sorts of massages, weapons, Viagra, anything you need, it's here in this street. So just at a quick glance, it does appear that, whoa, it does appear that everywhere here is open. Just about everywhere managed to survive through all this, which is really good to see. I think I'm gonna have a beer because I actually really like this place. So it seems like the only places that aren't open along this strip is just down the end here. This was a shisha restaurant behind me. This is basically just on the corner of the main road here. And then opposite, there was a couple of bars along here. You can see they're closed as well, so they haven't survived. I don't know if they like broke the rules and they were shut down or they weren't able to survive through the pandemic. But that's about it. Just about everywhere else seems to be open. So it has been interesting to see what's been happening here. Like I said, it is a Sunday night, so it's actually quite quiet tonight. I was out here last night and there's a lot more people around, so there's not a whole lot of tourism at the moment, which is interesting because, you know, this is one of the first countries to open up. It's actually really easy to get over here at the moment. The requirements are super easy. I'll do a video on that soon explaining how you can get into the country. But basically, it's just the people that live here that are going out at the moment. So there are a lot of expats here and there is quite a scene here on the weekends. As I mentioned, I was out here last night. I actually got really drunk last night. I had a huge night. But there was a lot of people around and there was a great vibe and atmosphere everywhere. At the moment, there's no restrictions for times on how late everything can be open. So I was in a club last night, Royal Nightclub, which is just down the road down here. That was great. It was actually really full of people and they were open until, I think until about 5 a.m. The sun was coming up as I was getting home, so definitely had a good night. There's a couple other little after clubs. They were all open late at night and there was still tons of people out at that time, which is great to see as well. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. This is just a short video to show you a little update of what it's like here at the moment. It's still great. I'm having a good time every time I go out. There's lots of local people around, there's lots of girls around. You can still definitely have a good time here. So I'm gonna go have another beer. I'll see you later. Check out this. How much is this one?
10,000.
10,000 pesos? Do you do discount or one price?
I give you discount.
Okay. What's the best price?
I'll give you 8.
8,000? How much are the Jordans?
1.6. I give you 1.5.
1.5?
Yeah.
Is that the best price?
Yeah. I give you the best price.
You have the best price?
Yes.
They are 1,500 pesos. They were 1,600 pesos, but she said the best price is 1,500. She's gonna look after me, I think.